I missed my cue. Oh no. Hello, everybody. So, I thought tonight we should get back into the game dev. I took too much of a break from it over the weekend. And it's impacted my ability of thinking of what's next, right? The art stuff was kind of the start of the break, and it totally disrupted my train of thought. So I might take a minute or two here and just look at Trello and see if it jars my memory as to what we were working on last. I don't know that it's really going to help, but at least give me an idea of what's outstanding. So enemy AI is going to be a thing forever, right? So that's why it's sitting there in WIP. Neutral NPCs. So we had a pretty good start on that, if I remember right. Enemy drops, room, locked doors, currency. Currency's so simple, I don't even want to work on it. That's kind of sad. Desert transition tiles. So that's more artwork. Maybe I need to split some of this stuff up into different categories on the Trello board too. Let's see. Can we create new cards somewhere without? Yeah. Okay. Art. Art. Stoof. Let's drag that one over here. So this is going to be that, right? Story, puzzle types, overlays. Overlay effects could be interesting. Can't say that I've got a lot in mind as to what it should look like, but it could be interesting to do. Because this one's kind of the same category, that rain, snow, and fog. Let's see if we can play around with that. That'll at least get me back into making stuff in Unity mode, I think. So let's load up the scene. Always loaded, I guess. And we've got our hero here. The rest of it should be our canvas stuff. Yeah, it's our canvas stuff. What if we had like an object that we put in the scene that was the effect? And that object, so let's create a new empty. So let's say effects. Let's just call it FX. Uppercase, please. There we go. We could do it with particles, right? So we could have some particles coming in and doing things. Let's start with that. Let's add a particle to it. I haven't messed with particles in Unity in quite some time. So particles. Particle system. Okay, so we've got that going on. So we're going to want to change. What's open editor do? Oh, just opens it in another window. Really? Duration of 5. Let's make it like 500. I don't know. That way it doesn't loop as much. Let's say pre-warm. Sure, so it's already there. Starting lifetime of 5. I kind of want these to behave like they're 3D objects, right? So that they give the right type of look to it. Oh, there we go. And I guess if we look at it from the camera's perspective, that is in the right direction, right? So they're going down away from the camera. So if this is rain, right? So let's do this. Create empty rain. We will parent that to the FX. We will 0 this, reset the transform, reset this transform, grab this particle system and put it on rain instead. Really? Okay, let's just copy it. Copy component, remove component, paste component as new. There we go. So we got that set. We kind of want it to come over the area of a plane, if that makes sense, and not just a single point. So we might need to create a plane in this to do this. What's the shape? It's a cone, so we want it to be a quad or a plane. Well, a rectangle might work. Texture. Okay, that's not what I thought it was. That's the shape. Is that the shape of the emitter? Shape of the emitter, okay. Ah, the scale. That's probably what we need to mess with. There we go. Let's put this back in 2D for the moment. And we also need to go like this. Now we're getting somewhere. So we'll just round that off to 20, and the width will go with 30, I guess. No, 40. 35. Okay. The max particles is 1,000. That sounds more than enough. We need to up the emission rate though. So there's the emission rate over time. It's like how hard it's raining, right? The lifetime needs to be decreased then. There we go. So we got raindrops going. Cool. The starting velocity, is that on here? Velocity over lifetime. We will give it a bit of a Y velocity and a bit of an X velocity. So the rain's like a driving rain, right? It's raining hard. Okay. Let's get our renderer open. We don't want billboard. Or we do want billboard, I'm sorry. We want a different material though. Let's just pick something blue for right now. Okay. Trail material. Render alignments to the view, to the world. I think that's fine. It's the view. Trails, turn them on. Let's save this. Let's actually play the game for a moment and just see how this looks. We might need to put this as a child of the main camera as well, so that it follows the camera around. Main menu, play. Let's go into any scene. It should automatically be raining. Well, doing these things. Por favor. Portable hole. Come on, Unity. There we go. No rain? Just focus on it. Huh. Oh, I bet the Z order is off. So the render layer. Sorting order. Order and layer. I don't know. Way up there. Still can't see it? Wow, okay. What if we say it is FX? Wow. It could be because it's too close to the camera potentially. So that's 10, yeah. So if we bring it down to 0. There we go. I think if we get a rain texture on those, we might be in business. So let's fire up Photoshop, the thing I didn't want to do, but hey, we kind of have to sometimes. Create a new. We can't create it from there. Never mind. Go straight into Photoshop, and we're gonna do an image. Let's say 32 by 32, because I think a raindrop is gonna be pretty small. We'll zoom in on it. We will get a nice blue color. Something like that, I think, is probably good. Way too big of a brush. And what if we just did like that? Save. And need to go to the right folder. Code, Unity, DD, assets, Photoshop files. Call it Ring. Save. Okay, then we can go back to the rain object and grab that as the texture. Did I not call it rain? I did. It wants a material. Okay. Okay. It's not a sprite that it wants. Sprite and UDs, UDs editor. Make this one 32. Bilinear point to RGB 32. Apply. That's pretty stinking big now. Let's keep it like that. Materials, new, create. Material, rain. Pick that as the albedo. There we go, save it. Back to here. Pick rain material now. Save, and we will focus on that object. Could be because of the tail still, so we'll drag that one into there. Can't. Okay, so rain. Do we need a different shader for it? There we go. The box around it's just the gizmo stuff, probably. Particles, where are you? Let's put it in scene, just see. I think it's gonna look like a turd falling from the sky, but we can adjust. Oh right, I didn't change the layer out of play mode. So we'll put this on FX, there we go, play. Start. Well, I'll say it's got a rain look to it if it wasn't so big. Particle size maybe needs to be reduced. That's the emission, the emitter. Velocity. Size over lifetime. So you kind of want them to get smaller, right, as they go away from the camera. Curve between two constants, sure. We'll start at size 0.5 and go down to 0.0. Oh, those smaller ones are all exactly what we want. 0.2 to 0.1. Start. It's getting there. I think their velocity needs to be bumped. Ooh, he got me. Die, fool. I don't like how there's like the tail and the front end. I almost want to get rid of the front end. The tail is too separated from it, if that makes sense. Okay, that works. The speed needs to be bumped though. Velocity over lifetime. Oh, going the wrong way. There we go. There should be some randomness to it as well. Create a wind zone. I don't think we need to worry about that right now. Noise, there we go. Noise strength, we'll turn it way down. Okay, and then there should be something that's like... I thought there was a way to emit on death. Something on death. Sub-emitters? Death. And another particle system that we can add in. Really nothing. Emit probability is high. So we can say on death, emit another particle. Which is that? A prefab? Probably is. So let's go. Here's, I've saved this scene. Let's go to scenes here, dev, prefab creation. We will say rain splash, create empty. Rain splash, and this will be zeroed out. Reset position, particle system on this, and it's going to be very low lifetime. All right, so they're going to be short-lived. Too long still. Okay, so 0.1 maybe. There we go. Duration is very short as well. Let's go by 1. as low as it goes. No looping. Play. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. There should be a number max particles. We'll say 5, right? We want this just to be little rain splashes. Start speed. And we want them to all spawn instantaneously. Where's pre-warm at? I thought we had something like that on here. Start size. Delta time is scaled. Simulation space is local. Max particles, emitter velocity is rigid body. Emission rate over time, so 10. That sounds right. Number of particles emitted per second. Shape, it'll be just a point. Cone works as well, I guess. Arc 360, mode's random, makes sense. Spread doesn't matter. Emit from base, yep. Velocity over lifetime, we will linear. Increase the Z over time. Hair velocity, force over lifetime, color over lifetime, speed over lifetime, size over lifetime. There we go. Right, we want 2 random curves between 2. I think it's 0.1 and 0.1 or something like that, so they're nice and small. Triggers, noise, sub-emitters, no. Lights, no. Trails, sure. Render, grab the raindrop. Rain again. These ones need to have much more velocity. Velocity over lifetime. Start speed. And the lifetime needs to be cranked down. Let's get rid of this. Focus right down in on that. We're close. Lifetime is way too short though. Lifetime should match the duration. Okay. Oops, 0.1. Play. Can't even see them, they're so fast. 0.2. Maximum particles. There's no minimum particles. Okay, and then That's better. Now I just need to get a sense of scale for this. So I need to actually put it into the scene, I think, with the other one. FX, we'll call it. Rain splash. Scenes, always loaded. Save, sure. This FX rain. There's our rain particles, and we'll say sub-emitters is going to emit the one we just built. Just gotta scroll back down. Sub-emitters is part of a prefab and can therefore not be assigned, so it needs to be part of the object then. Sub-emitters is not a child of the current root sys particles game object rain, and is therefore not considered part of the current effect. You would represent it, yes. So on death, it should do that rain particle. I'm not seeing that, but it could be with the way the scene's set up. So let's play it. Not seeing the splash effect at all. Also, the particles are tied to the object that we're rendering, the game object, and that game object is moving with the camera, and that's not right. So the rain that starts here on my screen and falls this way should stay in that position, and the camera can move away from it, so it looks like it's going like that, right? And that's not what's happening. It's moving with the camera, so it's weird. So I can unparent it from the camera. That's one solution. I want to see also if I can say if this is in a different space instead of local space. Simulated space world. See if that does it. And they're no longer showing on the camera. Yeah, okay. That didn't work at all. Scaling mode, delta time is scaled. Oh, that's local. Okay, so if it's world-based, then this needs to be much larger object. Cover a larger area. We're also not getting the sub-emitters, and I'm not sure why. Or at least if we are, they're not obvious. Oh, it could be they're underneath the rest of the layers too. So let's put them on FX and play again. Nope, still not working. Okay, so let's go into the prefab. Let's make these much longer. I can't see any of them for some reason. Shows they're being created. That's what's weird. Let's go back to the scene because we could see them there. Save. What did I do? Trying to zoom out here so we can get some scale to it. There they are. It's weird, I couldn't see them before. Okay, we're obviously lasting too long now. And 2. It's how long we should emit for, and this is the life, so this should be 0.2 as well. Play. Quick little burst. Yeah, that's what I want. Save. Go back to... Well, it doesn't matter. Let's play the game. No emission. Okay, let's do a couple things here. Let's check this. As it is on FX, let's apply all. Try again. Because it may not have applied to the other scene. The changes we just made. Still nothing. Pause. Effects, rain. Rain splash. Can't see it at all. It's just severely zoomed in. Extremely zoomed in. And we're only seeing the rain's bounds, not the rain effect or the rain splash. That guy's about to kill me too. Get wrecked. Collision? Birth? Now with that, it's working. So they work on birth, but not death. So why is it the lifetime is... No? They should die after that, right? We don't want them to inherit anything of it. Okay, there's obviously something set that's causing it to ignore it. I'm just not sure what it is yet. So I'm gonna quick Google search Unity particle system sub emitters def. Look at that, finishes it for me. Def sub emitters not working. I managed to get it to work somehow. You had to click the small plus to the right of the name of the sub emitter. you seriously? What? Oh, and it just creates a new one? Are you serious? It has to have special settings or something? Okay, first off, let's stop the game. So we can copy these settings, I guess. Copy component. We can go back to the main scene. Save. On our FX rain. Get rid of this. We can then click that little plus. Guess we didn't need to do that, did we? Remove you. Click the plus. That creates this as a sub-emitter. And that's a sub-emitter. Let's paste in the one we deleted. And see if it works. Now that it's linked together properly. On death, yep. Okay. Start. It is not. It very well could be something with the settings on the sub-emitter itself. It's on the FX layer. Okay, so let's do it from scratch then. Recreate the whole sub-emitter thing. We'll call this one broken. We'll just use it as a reference for what the value should be. So let's create a brand new one. Select this, delete you, add def plus. That'll be this one. So it's like 0.2, right? 0.2, it is not looping. Start lifetime is 0.2. That should be 0, sorry. Start speed, we'll say like 18, it was pretty high. And start color, don't matter. Render. Hotkey to search for classes. Andrew, if you're listening, I'm not sure. Rain. Give it a tail. Or trail, sorry. Zoom out a bit because we're way too close. Ooh, it's like 4th of July! It's the concept I want though. Just in extreme. Awesome. If you find it, let me know. So where was the emission maybe? No, shape. Like it's just spitting out too many of them. I'm not seeing the numbers. There it is. 10. Okay. Speed's probably a little too high. It's still emitting a lot, but maybe it's just the particle bounding boxes. Let's put it in game. Now, I've seen one of them, and only one. Gotta be the lair. Yep. It's like an explosion of rain when it hits. They need to be significantly scaled down, and fewer of them still. So we'll go with 5 max particles and scale their size. I don't know if there's a starting scale. There's scale mode, but no starting scale, don't see one. So, size over time. Between 2 constants, we'll say 0.1 and 0.01? 0.05. We'll say half the size. Okay, most of them I'm not seeing a effect for. Apex, just wanted to work on something, so I picked the weather effects and things like that, or overlays. Got rain going here, but I'm trying to get the splash effect of the drop hitting. See, it's working here. I can see little splashes happening. It's not always happening though. Do I have an emission for my sub-emitters lower than 1? Like a probability? I'm looking at the wrong thing. I want this one. Sub-emitters is set to 1. Can't set it to higher than 1. I can set it to 0. Let's get rid of the broken one too. It's no longer needed. It could be the size over lifetime maybe, so 0.1. Maybe they're just spawning too small. Can't see it. I'm getting it sometimes. Maybe they're going through the Z space beyond the back. Because I think they do have a little bit of Z travel to them. How I did it in my old game was just drawing a line on this and the splash animation in one sprite, so it would just do the animation, so it didn't have any code attached to it other than spawning them randomly on the canvas. Yeah, like I don't have any code at all on mine. They're particles in the particle system in Unity. Yeah, so they are going through, it looks like. Yeah, so that's what's happening. They're emitting and traveling through the whole plane. But it looks like the sub-emitters are still not triggering on the backside even. Oh, Andrew just messaged me back something I want to check out. Oh. That's handy. So as a go-to, which is control and comma, does that. Okay. Yeah, so they're happening back here. It's so weird seeing the back of the guy. Like, I mean, I know he's the same way, but it's just because it's the back of his head, it looks like it's the back of him. Because they're happening. But we can't... No, we can't see him. Why isn't everyone doing it? It's not set to 1. Now, setting it to 1 didn't seem to have any serious effect on it. I'm still not happy with it though. How did that sub-emitters get to less than 1? I don't understand. Woo! That was close. Okay, we need to move it off the camera too. That's safe, yeah. Open. Pull you down here. We're gonna say... Gosh, what? Needs to cover a huge area, but if I cover a huge area, then it's going to reduce the amount of rain. Alright, so it's still going to spawn 1,000 of them. It's just going to be 1,000 of them over a bigger area. Let's play it like this, see what happens. We also are probable to walk outside of the rain area like we are right now, yeah. So the rain itself is going to occur in what area? Let's go to scene view. Focus on that. Oh, it is covering the entire area. It's just so few and far between. You can't see it. I guess for the scenes that want rain in, I could put it in that specific scene instead of the always loaded. Let's take that approach. Let's take and prefabs FX. We'll just call it FX rain. Can I attach it to a GPU layer? What do you mean by that? So what I did was attach it to the camera. And that works. It's always on the screen, but it's attached to the camera, right? So when the camera moves to the right, the rain moves with it, which is what you kind of want, but you don't want the individual drops to move with it. You want the drops to be independent. Right, yeah. That's what I was just saying. So you want the drop to be rendered with an offset based on where it spawned from. Yeah, yeah. That's what I was doing originally. But because it's attached to the camera, the start position of the rain determines where it's anchored to the whole camera the whole time. So if the camera guy's moving off to the right, the raindrops don't move to the left. They move with him. And it's weird. So let's just try Overworld. And we'll paste in that prefab then. Okay, so now that it's here, it's all the way down there. And we will grab it and pull it into the area here. And what is our size? Okay, most games do that, and I don't mind the rain moving with the camera when I see it in games. Actually, really? I can't say that I've seen a game do that before. Not ones that have it falling into the world instead of onto the camera. The extra if you do it will look way nice, yeah. That's a pretty good area. Okay, so now we've got it to a reasonable sized area. We need to increase the amount of particles, or the rate. And that's the other thing, like doing it with this method, if I wanted to slowly ramp up the amount of rain that we're having so it turns into a storm, I just animate the rate over time. So I said it's 200. Play. Maximize. So now as those drops are falling, they're not moving with me. It's not enough though still. In Stardew Valley it does that with the effects of rain, snow, and falling leaves. The rain does actually collide with the world. It just plays a splash animation randomly. Doesn't it? Yeah. And that's trying to simulate what I'm doing. So basically the particle system in Unity, the particle has a life that you can set how long that is. And I'm trying to, when the particle dies, emit a subparticle. And that's the splash animation. Just to give it that feel of it's actually interacting with the world. But the subparticles are still being stubborn, I'll call it. Also, you can make an overlay to desaturate the world when it's raining a little. That yes, I haven't done it yet, but that was on my plan to make it a dark, overcast look to it, right? Maybe even some cloud textures that slowly move or something, possibly. I don't know. Color, let's tell it to inherit the color. It's nothing gonna be really important though. Why are you not visible? 0.4 lifetime? Is it you're splashing away too quick? I doubt it. Looks like that's a negative. So we need like twice as many actual rain. 400. Sure it's linked up right. I don't know why it wouldn't be, but 0.4 duration. It's none of that. So it's not having an impact. What are the size of these first off? .2 and .1. So there are splashes occurring. That's what those little yellow boxes are. Is it because my max is too low? That's what's wrong. The particle system itself was limited. Okay, so I don't want to do this then. So I can't limit how many are there. I don't want so many to spawn by the emission. Rate over time is 0. Count of 30. Okay, so 10? This is really impacting the CPU performance or something. It's like just typing into Unity is slow. Let me keep that up in my other window here. Come on, play the animation. It's feeling better. Let's put it down to like 4. Let's play the game. Maximize, yep. Shorten their life. They feel like a firework right now because they just shoot off in every direction. There's no curving it back down. I don't know if I can represent that though because we're using a orthographic camera, not a perspective camera. You could control it with size, but their size is so small to begin with. Okay, so this size over lifetime 0.001. That's a little better. Their lifetime itself 0.2, like we originally had it. Just typing is a pig. Come on. They're there, they're very subtle. Let's reduce the speed in half. If it picked up my typing right. 0.25. There we go. Let's take this. We will get our brush here. We will increase the size of our brush. And let's set its opacity to 50%. We're on an erase brush, by the way. So we're going to take from like there to down to there. Oh, that took it as 2 clicks, didn't it? So from there to there. There to there. It's not what I wanted. What if we did a brush on this? See, I just want to see how it looks. Yeah, it lights up the raindrop a bit. I'm liking it, but I'm not liking the performance that I seem to be feeling, at least in the Unity editor. I guess also we should size this down like that properly. Wouldn't rain in desert. Come on, people. Let's play this. What is my frame rate? It's still 500 frames a second. It's very subtle with that lighter blue, but I think that's an appropriate width for it though. We just need more of them again. How am I gonna get more? Do it like that, I guess. Max particles is still set to 1,000 on the overall one, but we're spawning them at a list of 400. We could create multiple particle systems and turn them on and off dynamically when the player walks in the area. It'll have its own drawbacks though. Everything I can think of just trick-wise to get it to work with the camera moving is not ideal. So let's say we made 2 of them and made one of them move with the camera until it's off camera, and then the other one, you know, follows in behind it, and then we kind of like do this, right? We can constantly conveyor belt them around. That works. It's a lot of coding probably to do it. Screen aspect ratios are going to screw with it, so that's a big drawback. You also could go on a horizontal axis or a diagonal direction of travel, in which case this one needs to be up here, and you'll have a square here and a square here, so you almost need 4 of them then to cover diagonal travels. Could just lock it to the camera, that's always an option. I wonder if I can say it's in some other space that works, the local space or simulation space. I don't understand why that didn't work. Custom simulation space, local space. Let's hit the help button on this. Let's minimize it first so it stops lagging. Send it back to world 2. Yeah, there we go. Mission module. Nope. What was it called? It's not even a module. It's the main thing. There we go. Controls whether particles are animated in their parent object's local space. Therefore, moving with the parent object in world space, or relative to a custom object, moving with a custom object of your choosing. We don't have the game object here, so we're going to apply all those setting changes we did, right? Going to delete this one. We're going to find the other scene one more time, always loaded. Save. Get our camera open. We are going to take this FX layer and paste it onto that. We are going to set the rain to local space and try it one more time. That to me makes the most sense, as that's what it should do. Well, I might be wrong. Okay, they're all there. Not sure why we're getting the purple particles at the end of it, but whatever. They're moving to the side when I move up, and I don't get that. And they move down when I move to the right. They can move up when I go here. No, they just move faster. What if I go down? Yeah, they're kind of going up. That feels a little better somehow. Let's go back to world and try it again. We set it to world and it's offset so far, it's not even funny. Probably because of our transform location. It's centered around the player. We're set to 0. So local works and world doesn't now? What? Is that the default? Oh my gosh, I'm going insane. Local is the default. That's what we've had all along, Tech. Let's set it to world. Okay, and then if we go to the actual world, it is rendering in that location. It's ignoring the movement that this thing has done. Because it is up here and it completely ignores it. I think we just got to set it back to local space, attach it to the camera, let it move with the camera. Because apparently my own brain can be tricked by it, even though I know it's not right. The other thing is I could speed up the rate at which it rains, and then it won't feel like it's moving with it as much. So now we can change the emitter size back down to something reasonable, and emission rate down to reasonable, say 100. And the shape to much smaller, because we'll need a little bit bigger than the camera. That should be plenty. It really bothersome that the end of these are not rendering like they were a minute ago. It's got the purple thing instead. There we go. Rain. Okay, let's start adjusting that. Lifetime down to 0.2. Start speed at 10, I guess. $20. $40. Yeah, the speed's not doing anything, that's what I thought. So 10, so it's probably on the velocity over lifetime. There we go. So we can say -7, -8. $14, $16. Now we're getting some faster rain. Don't like the direction of it. Sounds silly, but I don't. Okay. More down. It feels like it's more down even though it's not down for my game, right? What do you guys think? Does it look like rain? It's a good game. Am I just totally missing the mark? Not seeing it? It's kind of hard to see in the dark background, right? The color might need to be tweaked some more. The speed of the rain really fixed the movement thing, I think. It's a somewhat subtle effect. It doesn't really impact your ability to play at all. Come on. And he moved. Thank you. Thank you for answering. It almost needs ripples on the water though, right? That ain't gonna happen. All that time to put the rain particles in, and like they're so hard to see. Okay, I'm gonna spend like 5 minutes on this next thing. Because it's either gonna be stupid simple or stupid hard, and I'm hoping it's gonna be stupid simple, right? So let's go with that. So we're gonna add what am I gonna add? A render, sprite render, I guess. And it's going to be what? Another cloud. Cloud overlay. This is gonna be much bigger though. Let's say 512. By 512, I am making it one solid color for the moment. We're gonna do that kind of color. Save. Cloud overlay, sure. We are going to take and look for cloud overlay in here. Did I not save it in the right spot? PSD. There it is, stir. 128, sure. Point, automatic, apply. come in here. We will drop in cloud overlay. Now its sprite size is not correct. So we need to instead create another empty overlay. Copy, remove, paste as new component. We can scale you now. Center you. And say 5, 7, wow, 10? 15 by 15. Nice and big. What's that do to us? It's probably going to block everything out because I have no transparency on it at the moment. Yeah. Oh. Or it's behind everything. Even better. So FX. There we go. This color is at the transparency level. So like that. 64. Start. We are on FX. Let's go to. Was it just not visible because of the size of the thing? Save the scene. Let's play again. Start. Let's get rid of maximize on play for a moment. Canvas, FX, overlay. It's almost behaving like it's not there at all. Wow. It has no impact on the camera. At all. Why does it have no impact on the camera? Let's make it a different color. Z order. Really? Okay. Simple enough to fix. Play. Gives us an overcast look. Now we need to tweak it to give it the right amount of look. Do like 130. It's almost like a brighter feel to it because it's such a bright color that we chose. So let's try going into Photoshop. Grab the color, go here, go to the darker scale of things. Right, like a dark gray. Yeah, it's darker then. Save. Oh, wait. Let's go even darker here still. So the reason I'm doing it as an image, I'm thinking maybe I'll have these as clouds that animate across the screen, potentially at some point. Let's get like a bluish tint to it. Hey Reaper, how's it going, man? I think that's our reign. For now, at least, tonight. Sure, in the next, like, 5 minutes, maybe, because I was about to end. Well, that's one way to not have to go back in tomorrow. Did you do it that quick? Just came in and I quit? All that work to do the little like drops, and you can't see the drops. You can on like something like this, right? They show up really well, the contrast difference here, but over here they're almost invisible. I just don't know. Wow. Oh, I'm assuming you mean like stay over until 9 in the morning. You waited till 10 and nobody showed up, dang. I mean, that's not your boss's fault, right? Somebody else didn't show up. It's just your coworkers, which might be worse. I don't know. Let's go on another scene, I guess. Still got the rain here. We can't go back to that scene, so let's go to the desert. See if we can get the raindrops in the desert. I know it doesn't make sense, but they'll be there. Because I don't have them turning on off yet. We'll get there. So like to end the rain, we can change the emission rate and fade off the overlay. Oh, you just missed me, fool. Okay. Been asking for a transfer for 3 weeks out of that house because that is a house of hell. Like my stress level is so high and I can feel the body. Yeah. Yeah. One of those places. It's probably good you're gone then, man. You don't have to deal with it. And it's medical related, right? So like that's an industry that's in high demand. So especially when you finish up your schooling all the way, you won't have to worry about it. Do what's right for you and your health. I went the wrong way in my own maze. Cool. I'm happy with it. I don't know what you guys think. But I think that needs to be all for me tonight. Reaper, if you want, you can message me in Discord too, right? I'll be checking my messages there, but I need to get kids off the bed and stuff. I did get to hire Ippergy hospice next week. Last week. Oh, well, there you go. You already got something lined up, man. That's the way to do it. It looks like a real fancy end of life care. Oh, okay. That's gonna be hard though in its own way, right? Getting attached to people and making that an emotional connection at the end of their life. Not for everybody, I'm sure. Oh, I thought you were still in school. Okay, my bad. Hey, let's go raid this guy that has the title Still Learning How to Unity. Second day of pushing buttons and seeing what happens. Sounds like the perfect person for us to raid and tell him how to do it. Right? Sure. Wait, is it English? Oh, maybe not. It may not be English, guys. Sorry. Let's try another one. Meow. Oh, yeah, I remember you saying that now. Oh, if I wasn't... I was streaming Minecraft, is somebody doing a Minecraft one? What's this person saying, doing? Yeah. He's making a game in Scratch, from scratch in 30 days, so let's do him. 2D Heroes. We shall raid him. Well, bye everyone. Have a great evening. I will catch you tomorrow. I'm back in the game dev. Yay! And bye-bye.